All right. So when Mitch asked me if I minded if he filmed a solo episode of the podcast, I thought, sure, go for it. Whatever you want to do. I had no desire. But then a little voice in my head said, why don't you go ahead and film your own? Now, that little voice was Mitch, because he was like, dude, you should totally do your own. And so here I am. But, it did take me convincing myself to do it as well. Because here's the thing. It's easy to talk when you have other people to talk to. It's not quite as easy to talk when it's just me talking to myself. For years, well, for the past few years, I did early on, and then just got back to it a few years ago. I auditioned for Survivor every year. I actually got a call back from a casting director one time. That was great. That was cool. I got interviewed. I'm like, hey, I'm going to get on the show. Yeah, I didn't get on the show. Shooting those things is horribly just hit and miss, because I have to sit there and talk to myself. Now, I could have somebody interview me, but it just never seems like the right thing to do. All that to say, I have experience being very awkward talking to myself, because I film one of those every year. But we're going to try this. Mitch's episode went, I think, a little over 40 minutes. I watched it today. Today is New Year's Eve. That's when I'm filming this. It is actually almost 11 o'clock in the central time zone in Texas. And so, why am I doing this on New Year's Eve? Well, I'm old. My wife is of the same age. I won't call her old, because you don't do that. But she's turned into a pumpkin. She's ready to go to bed. So she's gone to bed. And what else am I going to do? I'm going to sit in here and I'm going to talk to y'all. So here I am. So I might ring in the new year with you, because I don't know how many times I'm going to have to start and stop and cut stuff out. And I don't know how long I'm going to be in here talking to myself, but we'll see. We'll see if I can make it 40 minutes like Mitch did, or if I just peter out at 20 and go, yeah, that's enough. I'm so tired of talking to me and hearing myself and only me. But anyway, so why are we doing this? So Mitch's was cool, because I mean, he really kind of went into a lot of kind of where he is and the realness. I love the realness of it, right? He wasn't sugarcoating. I mean, this is a difficult thing that we're doing, and he's had his struggles, and so I appreciated that, and I have my struggles as well. We all know this. So I plan on being real as well. The first thing I want to do, though, is I do want to give the shout outs, the thank yous, give credit where credit is due to people in my life who have been along with me on this journey that I call voiceover. First and foremost, my lovely wife, Holly. When I said I wanted to do this, and for the 3 years I've been working towards it, there has never been an ounce of hesitation on her part. There has never been anything but encouragement, anything but praise, anything but just coming alongside me. And so to you, Holly, if you do listen to this, which you may, I don't know, we'll see. Thank you. I love you. And you are the reason that I can keep doing this and anything in life, really. And so that's first. Second, I do want to thank Mitch, because without his friendship and him and I getting into a Global Voice Acting Academy workout session together and just kind of clicking and starting to talk, this podcast never would have came about. It got us both out of our comfort zones as we were trying to figure out, well, what can we do to be relevant in this industry when neither of us have a lot of experience or a lot of success? And we started this little thing, and here it is a year and a half later, and I won't say that we're huge, because we're definitely not, but we're carving a niche, and we've got a lot of people that actually want to be on the show now, which is really cool. But other than the podcast, I mean, Mitch has just been a good friend of mine that I can bounce things off of, that he can bounce things off of me. We talk to each other, we text each other quite a bit, and we encourage each other in the things that we're doing. And so he's really good at being that friend in the voiceover business, and always being there to to give me encouragement when I'm feeling down about the way things are going. So thank you, Mitch. Thank you. Also to David Rosenthal. I got a referral to GVAA from a friend of mine who was also trying to be in voiceover. She unfortunately, through circumstances, decided that she wasn't going to do it, but she threw me David's name. I had a 15-minute consultation with David, and decided to book a session with him just to get an hour of, all right, do I have what it takes to even start on this journey? And David gave me such encouragement, and really saw something in me. And so I coached with them for a while. I joined GVAA, and GVAA was my family in voiceover for a couple of years. I unfortunately had to cancel my membership with GVA earlier this year, just because you got to make money to spend money, and you gotta cut some expenses somewhere. And unfortunately, I kind of had to do that. I had to cut back on some of the coaching, especially because I funneled some money elsewhere, which I'll get to in a minute. And it just, with everything, with everything going on, I'm like, I can't keep spending for this. But hopefully, David, if you're watching this, hopefully I'll be back someday, maybe this year. I'd love to get my portfolio up to where it's like, oh, okay, I'm making the money to be able to do more coaching, to be able to make the more money, to be able to do more coaching, et cetera, et cetera. By the way, it's Suntory time. So cheers. I'd also like to thank my good buddy, Tim Powers. Tim, I met at One Voice in 2024, and really was one of the main guys. And I've talked about him, ad nauseum on this show. We've had him on the show. We're going to have him back on the show in 2026. Just one of the people out there that really, really is so established and so experienced, and yet, took me, this greenhorn, and said, you've got what it takes. You just need to put the work in, and has been super encouraging and a super good friend over the course of the last, the year and a half that I've known him. And so just really appreciate the constant encouragement I get from you, buddy. Also, just want to throw a shout out there to my current coach, Malik Berger. Malik is, if you have seen our interview with her, if you know who Malik is, if you've seen her at any of the conferences and know her body of work, she's a very unique individual. And she has been just a whirlwind for me to be under her tutelage. And we've had some great times in the group sessions and some great times in the one-on-ones. I thank you, Malik, so much for believing in me, for telling me the things that you do, and for just seeing in me something that hopefully is going to break sometime soon. So, thank you, Malik. I'd also like to thank my good pal Jason Beard of Shoestring TV. This guy is just such a prolific writer. And is throwing out some fantastic audio dramas. If you have not listened to any of them, I encourage you to go out and do so. They're wild, they're crazy. Leo Braun is unique and in the horror genre, and really suspense and all of that. And then that spinoff, Topaz and Stillman, has been a blast. I'm having so much fun doing that. And then Magnetar, I've started to pick up some work in that, and just really just off the wall, and have no idea where that story is going, and it's just fun, and hopefully many new things to come with Jason and with the Shoestring TV clan. It's growing, and just Jason, I am so happy for you that this little idea you had, and getting Leo Braun off the ground with literally 3 people in the cast, and how big it's grown, and how many people you have involved in this. Just kudos to you, and thank you for your friendship and allowing me to be involved in that. So yeah, and I know there's a lot of other people who have been big parts of my journey so far, but I mean, those are the ones that really stick out. My pals I'll just throw a shout out to guys like Jim Funk, Terry Briscoe, and Larry Oblander. Good, been a great friend since I met him at One Voice, same One Voice I met Tim at. John Scott, who's my local homie here in Texas, and just so many other guys. Mike Cunningham has just really been just a guide, and just anyway, there's too many people to name, and if I haven't thrown your name out and you are part of my journey, I'm sorry, but I got more things to talk about. But I love y'all, and I just really love this community, and love what this has meant. So really want to get into a couple of things, just to and neither of these is a brand new topic for me, but just a couple of things to kind of that shape who I am and what my journey is, and one of them is I am a Christian. My faith in Jesus Christ is first and foremost in my life, and shapes everything I do. And I hope that that's evident. I know that there are some things that that we talk about on here and we joke about and everything that might be a little unsafe for work, and all of that. But, really at the crux of everything, I am a Christian, and that does define who I am. And with that, I hope to, as this journey continues, I hope to find more faith-based work. That's kind of one of my goals, and I'm jumping the gun because I got that at the bottom of the list as my goals and my things that I want to do. But, so yeah, that's part of who I am. And the other thing is the Tourette syndrome thing. And I don't want to beat a dead horse. I've mentioned it before, but it is something that I bring up just because it is, and there I go, twitching. It is something that I notice when I watch our podcast. It is something that I know is always there, and is, it's a part of me, and it's something that I tried to squash for many, many years, and actively tried to suppress, and I've just gotten away from that. It's like, it is part of who I am, part of my charm, let's just say. It also, it's just freeing to me to know, to have it out there. If I know that anybody that I'm talking to, be it the podcast listener, be it the person I'm talking to face to face, whatever. If I know, I feel better about it, and so it's something that I tried to not have be a big part of my life for a while, and it's something that I've just over the past couple of years really I've embraced it. It's me, baby. I'm gonna twitch. I'm gonna grunt. I'm gonna do things that might look weird, but hey, so be it. So getting into just kind of the journey, right? I mean, the show is one of the things that I've really enjoyed about the growth of this show, where we've come from. When Mitch and I started this thing, early, mid, I don't know when was it, we started recording in like April, May or something like that of 2024. It was just him and I talking. If you want to see some some things, go back and watch those first few episodes when we had no idea what we were doing, and we were just talking and trying to figure out how to be natural. I haven't watched them for a while. Maybe I should go back and watch them because cringe at them. But and then we just somehow we started having some guests on. We started deciding, hey, let's see if people want to, we can interview people, and that might give us something to talk about. And it just ballooned, so all that to say, I mean, I one of the things I really enjoy about this podcast is just listening to people, hearing their story, hearing what these people are about. And we've had some pretty big guests, some pretty big people, from Malik to again Tim Powers and Matt, bunch of people whose names I can't remember off the top of my head right now because I'm really bad at names and I didn't write them down. And so forgive me, everyone who might be listening to this saying, why didn't you call me out for being on your show? I'm sorry. I forget things because I'm old. But I love having the big names. I love having the small names. I love having my friends. I love having the people that I meet that I just feel like we should showcase because they're just cool people and they're just talented. And so I love that we're able to give that to give them a showcase to talk about themselves and to talk about the good things and the bad things about being a voice actor. And so hopefully, again, I mean, if you're watching this and you don't know much or you haven't seen many of the episodes or whatever, just go back and look. And if you see someone, you're like, I have no idea who that is. Well, take a listen to the episode, listen to it or watch it on YouTube or whatever, and just discover these people. Because you'll be doing yourself a favor because there's some really, really, really cool people we've been able to have on the show. And the cool thing too is that we actually have people asking to be on the show, which is wild. I mean, Malik through Jim Frank came to us and said she wanted to be on the show. And that's amazing to me that someone of that caliber wanted to be interviewed by us. And we still have people coming to us and saying, hey, can you have me on? We've got people coming back and saying, hey, can you have me back on the show? And so that's been really cool. But aside from the podcast, like I'm trying to do this voice acting thing. The podcast is kind of helping me, stay relevant, I guess, out there, stay known. Hopefully it hasn't gotten me any jobs yet, but, it doesn't matter. I mean, we're doing this for the fun of it really. And hopefully our hope too is that it grows to the point that we can, maybe monetize to an extent so that we can give back. Nothing that we would make money on our own, but something where we could do stuff like the Microphone Insider and like VOpreneur with the great Christmas giveaway that Mark Scott did. Mark Scott, that's one of the famous people we had on the show. Mm-hmm. It would be very cool to be able to do something like that, but I don't know. Neither Mitch or I have that mindset right now, so hopefully we can maybe put that together, but at any rate, it is cool to be able to do that. But on the other side of why I'm here is that I'm a voice actor. I will say it has been a slow roll, and it's something that when I first started with GVAA and I started coaching with them and I got to know Sean Daly. It's one of the things that he said to me is like, look, it takes most people a year or two to really start getting some jobs. It might take you a year to book a job, but just stick with it. Some people get lucky and they're very fortunate and they do the right audition for the right people and they get something right away. I wasn't one of those people. I kept telling myself, yeah, I know, it'll take a year. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, hopefully it'll happen soon. And it didn't. And it was frustrating for a while. I mean, not to say it's not still frustrating, but it's frustrating when you're doing this thing and you're not booking any jobs. I was doing some things, but I wasn't doing anything where it was making me money. I am a voice actor and I'm doing a lot of stuff, but I'm not like this isn't making me a ton of money yet. The good news there is that I don't intend on this being full-time anytime soon. I've mentioned it before. I mean, that's kind of the juxtaposition between me and Mitch is he's trying to do this for the most part full-time. He's done, he's gone back to work and he's doing the ceramics with his wife and stuff, but he's pretty much doing this day and, in the daytime as well. I still have that day job. I still have, I'm established at my company. I'm doing well and I'm not about to throw the 401k and the benefits and all the stuff, the ability to pay my mortgage and all of that out the door to chase this full time. I'm 55. Hopefully if all goes well, I've got 10 more years until I retire. Then I'll attack it full time. But in the meantime, I hope to be able to build this up and to have a little niche side career to be able to build upon when I do retire. I'll be able to throw that much more time and effort into it. But that's been part of the challenge is that I do have the 8 to 5. And I have a job that isn't always 8 to 5. Sometimes or honestly, I'm on call right now, but it's after hours, and so I'm not paying attention. But I mean, if my work phone rings, I'm gonna have to press pause, and I'm gonna have to get responding to something. So that makes it difficult. When there's something big happening, I might be working 13, 14-hour days, and then it's going to be hard to do any auditions or do any recording. So it's difficult to put the time in when I need to. It's difficult to when you're auditioning at night, right? Because my schedule is basically this, right? I work during the day, and then I stop working. I work from home. I work literally right on the other side of this wall, and I stop working. I go out. I spend time with the fam, and then when they go to bed, I'm I'm in the booth. I'm looking for things to audition. It's been difficult for things like online casting, right? Because like the jobs that get sent to me seem to post in the middle of the night. And so I can't, and since I don't audition in the morning, I don't get to them at night. And by the time I get to them, they either have way too many auditions or they're gone because they've timed out. And so it's been very hard to get any kind of traction with online casting. And I'm not banking on that. I would rather do things through agents and through contacts and everything. Um, but like Mitch, I hate direct marketing. Hate it. Hate it with a passion. Um, it's and I know people like if Tim watches this, Tim, I'm so sorry. I know you've encouraged me to get out there and to send the emails and to do the things. It's just it's like sticking needles in my eyes to have to do that. And I I want well want is the wrong term. I feel like there's enough um, out there that I can get through other means. Have I gotten it yet? Not a lot of it. I've gotten some. I've made some contacts, but that's the other thing is that one thing I've found through my life, and I've been on this earth for a lot of years, is that it's a lot of times it's about who you know. And most of the jobs that I have gotten over the course of time have been because I have known somebody who's been able to get my foot in the door. And I feel like that there is you can't tell me otherwise. There is an element of that in acting, in voice acting, in anything, in the entertainment industry. You can't get by on talent alone most of the time. I mean, there's a lot of talented people out there that I've met that I know that aren't working that much. And there's a bunch of talented people out there that I know have given up on this dream of being a voice actor. And I've been fortunate through going to a One Voice and through just meeting people and having those people introduce me to other people. I've been fortunate to get in with some pretty good folks, and I feel like the crowd that I run with is a good crowd in the VO industry. I'm not saying that I'm going to glom on and be begging for jobs from them, but I will say that I am. I know that by association. Um, there may be some opportunities. I've already gotten some opportunities by association, and so I'm really hoping that things will break in 2026. But let's back up a little bit because I haven't really gone through the rest of the story. Right, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting way ahead of myself. Um, so again, it hasn't been a windfall of opportunity, and part of that again is 100% my fault. The effort, effort in, effort, what is the phrase? I was thinking garbage in, garbage out, but that's not the phrase. It's you get what you put into it, right? And I know that there's a lot of times that I have not put in enough effort to get places and to get the opportunities and the leads and things like that. Um, but there's also again a lot of things that are holding me back from being able to do that. In that I have to make a living. I have to spend time with my wife, and I have other things through church and other things that I'm involved in that just take up a lot of my time. And then, um, one of the reasons I got into this when I did late in life is because my kids grew up and they moved out, and so as an empty nester, I had the time and I didn't have the responsibilities. So I was able to kind of sally forth in this industry and train and do the things and really try to do this. Um, Things have changed slightly, as happens with parents and with children. I mean, sometimes you've got some kids that have circumstances change, and so we have some family that's living back with us now. And that has added some new challenges. One of the challenges is I have somebody sleeping in the room back here, right? And so I can't do some of the louder auditions and some of the louder recordings that I might need to do. I mean, I have one that I'm working on now that's has a lot of, the character is in a fight and there's a lot of nonverbals, a lot of efforts that I'm going to need to be doing. And I can't be doing that late at night when I get loud, even though I'm curtained off in this closet. It would still get pretty loud. And so I have to schedule that at a time that I won't be waking somebody up. So there's all kinds of challenges, and I'm not making excuses, but it's just kind of the way it is. As much as it's been difficult to get to this point, and there hasn't been that break yet, that breakthrough. I feel like it's coming. I really feel like it's coming. I mean, more so than I think I ever have. I've always had in the back of my head, gee, I hope it happens. I hope I get those opportunities. I hope. Well, now some things are falling into place, and I've done some good work this year, and I feel like I some things are playing, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say, I mean, coaching with Malik Berger is uh, really been eye opening. It's really been a great experience, and I'm hoping that just through that and through being involved with her and being able to attack, she told me, she's like, ride my coattails, honey. But and she's like, put my name in every email you send and all of that, and if it can get you places, it can get. But I feel like some of that there's going to be more opportunity this year. I really hope, and I really feel like I joke with Mitch. I said, this is the year of the Pelly. This is the year it breaks for me. 2026. I'm hoping for some good things around the corner. 2025 has been a up and down, rocky, and again not tremendously fruitful, but I got my first paid gig this year, so that was pretty cool. What else? I went to One Voice again for the second time, and it was cool going to One Voice. And if you've watched my One Voice recap episode of the podcast here, you know that when I went to One Voice in 2024, I felt like a fish out of water. I felt like I didn't belong because I was brand new. I hadn't done anything, and I was made to feel like I belonged. Well, now I went back this year and seeing all my old friends and meeting new people and being introduced to people, and I felt like I belonged, and so that was very cool. I got VOA for the first time coming up next year, so that's going to be fun. And one of the big things I think for me this year was just I had an epiphany through some coaches, through some friends, through just some reflecting. And I think for the most part, I've gotten out of my head. And if you know what I mean, then you know what I mean. Um, and I'm not saying that I don't have those days. I don't have those times where I'm doing an audition and I'm overthinking things, but it felt like I was doing a lot of that. I was trying too much to be the person that the caster wanted. And it wasn't getting me anywhere because I was probably sounding just like everybody else, and I was probably sounding plastic, and I was probably sounding, just not quite what I wasn't sounding like me. And so I kind of stepped back and I realized that I was way overthinking a lot of things. And so now auditions have not been as much of a, I won't say pain in the ass, but uh, they haven't been as difficult. I feel like I get in the booth, I do a few takes. I feel really good about those takes because I'm not sitting there grinding over what I should be doing and like over analyzing the specs to say exactly what do they want. They want this type of thing, this type of read, this type of person, and I'm going to give it to them. And then, that didn't sound right. Oh, that didn't sound right. Oh, that didn't sound right. And by the 14th take, I'm like ready to, put my fist through a wall. I haven't done that for a while, and it's been really good. I've gotten some good feedback. I've gotten, a couple of jobs through it, and uh, I feel like I'm finally at that point. And again, not to say I won't step back, but I'm finally at the point where I feel good about coming in the booth. I feel good about being me, and not overanalyzing, and beating myself up over not trying to get that perfect read, because there is no perfect read. I just got to be me. So that's kind of like the big breakthrough that I've had this year. So I'm hoping that carries into 2026, and I'm hoping that I don't know. I'm just I feel good. I feel good about 2026. For a lot of different reasons, and I'm just very hopeful. I'm excited, because it's there's been a little bit of a break. Now I did do some work this week, but there's been a little bit of a break from auditions because of the holidays. There haven't been a whole lot, and that's fine because I've needed some time off in the holidays. But um, getting back into it, and I'm hoping that I can't wait to get back into, coaching with Malik is going to pick back up again. I can't wait to get back with the crew there, and with my one-on-ones with her, and get that new demo made with her, and all the things are coming. So, my goals for 2026, all right? My goals for 2026 are, um, one, to get in front of the right people. Um, I need to use my contacts. I need to do the searches that I need to find the right people, whether it's casting agents, actual agents, coaches, whoever. I am determined to have the right people know about me. Uh, I hopefully at VOA in Atlanta this year, I will meet even more people than I have before, and maybe some people that might be able to get me some opportunities. But I really feel like I need to be pressing more on that, and so I'm hoping for that. I also I want to search for more family friendly and even faith based work. It's funny. Again, now listen to Mitch's. If you haven't listen to Mitch's. You're listening to me before Mitch. No, go back. Finish this, right? Because we're already at the 36-minute mark or whatever. Finish this, but then go listen to Mitch's, because Mitch is a cool dude, and you really need to hear him talk to himself. But in he talked about wanting to get back to his roots of more like horror and things like that, and that's cool. And I don't mind doing horror and stuff, but I really want to seek and find more family friendly stuff, in addition to the adult stuff that I'm doing, and the commercials and all the things. I hope to find more in the Christian arena, if you will. I'm gonna be looking for more of that, looking for more contacts that can possibly get me involved in that kind of thing. And then the other thing, the one goal I have, which I've kind of had out there for a while, but I haven't pursued it, um, is I really want to try to get on with Crunchyroll. And here's the thing, right? I'm not a big watcher of the anime, but I sure would love to act in it. And the stuff that I have watched and the stuff that I know about it, and I know as an actor, I need to be watching more of the craft. I need to be watching more animation. I need to be watching more, and so yeah, that might be part of it. Is that I take on some more some more anime to watch. So I'll get with my pal Sean Scott. He's an anime guy, and he'll tell me what to watch. And I'm sure any of you out there who do watch it are screaming at me, you should do this. Go ahead, at me. Comment. Send me an email, whatever. Say, you should watch this. But Crunchyroll is local in Texas. And from what I hear, they like to hire local actors, especially those that could maybe even go out to the studio. That would be great if I could work it out. But at One Voice, I know Jason Lord was there, and I thought about taking his class, but I took Malik's instead, and I'm glad I did because I've really had a great experience with her. However, I do need to set up a meeting with Jason. I know that I can set up a coaching session with him, and so that's like step one. I want to set up a meet with him, a coaching session with him, and I want to talk to him about anime and let him know, hey, I'm local. I can do a lot of different voices. I'm an actor above being a voice guy, but I'm an actor who can do a lot of voices and can do them well. And so I'm hoping to catch on in anime, especially with Crunchyroll. I'm hoping to maybe find some of that elusive animation work. I know it's not what pays. I know that commercials pay, but animation is just where my heart is. I love to play around, and as much as commercials, yeah, you're acting. They're commercials. Okay, how much really are you acting? Sometimes you get one that's fun and enjoyable, but most of the time you're just speaking about a product. That's fine. Narration, things like that can be very interesting, but I love to play around, man. And I just want to do animation, which 90% of us I know would say the same thing, but I feel like I can do it, and I feel like I can do it well. So really hoping that takes off this year. So that's kind of where I am, right? That's what I'm hoping for. That's kind of where I've been, and now I feel like, okay, how much on track was this interview with myself? I'm sure I jumped around. Now I can't remember everything that I said, and if I said everything I wanted to say. One note that I made for myself here, kind of outside of the outline of what I wanted to say, is that I really truly am not doing this for the money, and that's freeing. And it's cliche to say, for someone like me, and it's not. I don't want to say that and have people think, so this is a hobby. No, it's not a hobby. I do want to make this a career, but it's a second career. It's not one that I'm counting on to pay the mortgage and to pay the bills and to keep the lights on and to put food on my table. So I am doing what's fun. Shoestring has been a blast. Am I getting paid for it? 100% no. But will I continue doing it, and will I do anything that Jason throws at me? 100% will, because it's enjoyable, and I love getting in here and doing things that I enjoy. Sometimes you do some of those commercial auditions, some of those narration auditions, or corporate or anything like that, and it's just, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do the audition. I'll say the words, but it's, the writing's maybe not that great, or it's just boring, and you do it. But I want to do things that are fun. And so sometimes that means that they're not going to pay a lot, and I'm okay with that. I'm also okay with anyone out there who wants to throw me money to do a voice for them. Because let's face it, I would like to to make this sustainable. My hope and my goal, right, is that, again, in 10 years or so, when I think about retiring, I've got this good side income that wouldn't sustain me completely, but will be a good supplement to the Social Security and the 401k and the, if Social Security exists in 10 years, I don't know, and all the other retirement stuff, and still be able to have this extra nest egg, and also give myself a little bit of extra cash to maybe do some travel and stuff like that. Anyway, so yeah, hopefully this has been interesting to you. A little bit more about me, because if you've only gotten into this show recently, then you don't hear as much about Mitch and me. You hear more about our guests, which is great. That's the way we like it. We want to have the guest on. We want to have the guest do most of the talking because it's about the guest, and we want you to know them. But let's give you a little bit more insight into who I am. And how about that? I talked to myself, rambled on pretty much nonstop for like 45 minutes. Not bad. Good job, Mike. All right. So as of right now, let's just see. Okay, it's 11:40. It's not midnight. It's not New Year's yet. I don't know if I'll post this on New Year's or later in the week or maybe next week or whatever. But when you see this, just know I'm about 20 minutes from going Happy New Year to myself because everyone else in the house is asleep. But just feel good that I decided I wanted to spend my New Year's Eve with you, the listener. You're welcome. This is my gift to you. I love y'all, and we'll catch you in a couple weeks, I think. A week or 2 weeks. I can't remember what we have on the schedule. It's late. But with the next episode of Mitch and Michael, we'll be back together, and where how life is supposed to be, and we'll have a nice guest to interview, and we'll have a whole lot of good time. We'll do some more of the chat GPT at the end, hopefully, if the guest wants to do it. Have a little fun, and there you go. So yeah, here's where I do the awkward goodbyes, but I don't have anybody to awkward goodbye with. So I'll just be awkward by myself, which isn't very hard. Peace out, peeps.